This is Natalie again with Caprock Canyons State Park, Texas Parks and Wildlife. I am standing at the entrance of our Clarity Tunnel, which is where our Mexican free-tailed bats live in the summer months.
And here lies one of our beautiful Mexican free-tailed bats.
When I left my Facebook Live just a few minutes ago, we ended on a healthy environment atmosphere for Mexican free-tailed bats, or even bats in general. Being that we're a very large farming community, and these bats eat all these insects, but they have to have somewhere to live, right? And this is the perfect place for them to live. So Clarity Tunnel is a very, very old tunnel built in 1920 for this spur loop of the Kansas City and Denver Railroad. But of course, it's decommissioned, and now it is on our Rails to Trails system, and it houses 500,000 Mexican free-tailed bats. And if you listen carefully, you'll be able to hear some. So you might be wondering, why this tunnel? Why did these Mexican free-tailed bats choose Clarity Tunnel? So there's plenty of open space in this tunnel, and it stays warm. And there's rafters and beams with crevices, which make a perfect little area for these bats to hang and cling on to comfortably.
Here's the entrance of our Clarity Tunnel, and you can see that it is so dark, and this is perfect for these bats.
So as we walk farther into the tunnel, you'll be able to see the rock formations, and then once again be able to possibly hear and see all those different beams up at the top, which is actually the original architecture that was built in the 1920s. So it's quite fabulous. There's quite a large crack right here. My guess is it's in little cracks like that where you will find the majority of all these little bats. Now remember, previously in my live when I talked about how small these bats are and how many can fit into 1 square foot. So this tunnel is super large for our little bat community, and it's more than enough room for all of our Mexican free-tailed bats. Our tunnel here on our Rails to Trails is known as a pseudo maternity colony. That means it's not a full maternity colony where all the females are in and they lay their pups, but it's females laying their pups and also some males as well.
And here is a Mexican free-tailed bat, an adult, and a baby.
And remember, like I said before, in about 1 square foot, about 500 babies can fit. 500 Mexican free-tailed bats.
And these Mexican free-tailed bats just roost and perch all during the day in this tunnel, and then they explode and emerge in the summer months at dusk, and it is the most fabulous thing to see in Caprock.
These little beneficial bats are the cutest little sounding things I ever did hear. So as I said before, just remember how beneficial these creatures are to the world, and they're not spooky, they're not creepy, they are one of the most beneficial only flying mammals in the world. And they eat so many insects a night, it would be the equivalent of us eating 600 cheeseburgers every single night. And they're eating that in mosquitoes and moths. Yes, please. Yes, please.
And here is just a small list of insects that get eaten by these bats. It's amazing.
Thanks for joining me today on our little walk through Clarity Tunnel, finishing up our Facebook Live because I wanted you guys to see where the bats roost, but I couldn't do that on the live because this is in the middle of nowhere.
And remember, if you visit Caprock Canyons and Clarity Tunnel, just remember, these are protected species and never ever pick one up or engage with one.
Bats just want to live peacefully. They want to eat their insects. They want to roost. They want to have babies. They want to migrate. They're just doing their job. They're a keystone species that are adorable. So remember, go back and watch our Facebook Live if you haven't already and learn all about our beneficial bats. Now, I hope I covered everything because I'm getting out of here because bat poop is stanky.
Thank you so much for joining me today on this very special Login and Learn that was all about our fun little